So I'm going to go back, do one more half pass the other way so we're equal, and then I'm going to show a little bit of canter. And overall, though, what it still comes down to, whether I'm trotting or cantering or walking, I'm thinking of the connection. I'm thinking then of the half halts to produce more collection. And as you see me go to a half pass, what I'll be doing is taking the connection, producing more collection, and then producing a direction for that impulsion to go. So what people do, I'm going to show you first what happens to people's half passes, like I showed you in the shoulder in. What happens, why it doesn't work well. And then I'll try to show you when it does work well, okay? So, a sufficient amount of impulsion and balance and softness, and now I'm going to ride the horse when things don't go well. This is what happens. That you'd say to somebody, do a shoulder in, and they can do it. And you say to them, do a haunches in many times, and they can do it. And then you say, do a half pass, and they're like this, trying to make it happen. The truth is that when I start teaching people to do a half pass, I never even let them know they're doing it. I first teach them the shoulder in, then I teach them the haunches in, and then I say, imagine that from K to H, instead of going from H, we took the long side and we moved it over to M. And now I'm going to create, again, a connection. I'm going to produce a half halt to try to produce more collection, and then I'm going to produce the direction. This was undirected loss of collection. Now I'm going to try to do a directed collected trot. So I'm going to come into collected trot, and I'm going to form him right away to M, and I'm going to look at M. And I'm just going to keep looking at M, and I'm going to form him to M. And I don't want him to get there too early, and I don't want him to get there too late. My inner leg keeps saying forward. My outer rein keeps him straight as well. Inner rein for bend. Better, huh? So, and then he gains this feeling of directed collection. Again, inner leg. Now I'm going to lose it. Watch. I'm going to take his head. Now I'm going to gain it back. Inner leg, half halt, and quietness. And allowing the animal to move along his line. And as we go up to the Grand Prix, what Grand Prix riders do many times wrong is that they stare at the horse, and they try to go sideways, V to R, staring down. And they get this. They get this. Do you see this? And yes, it's not horrendous even, because he's a talent. But it's also not really as level as it should be. Now I'm going to connect again, collect again, and now I'm going to bend him to the letter V, and I'm going to look at it myself, half halt and soft, half halt, inner leg near, so fine. All right, and now, to make sure now that things are still supple and soft, I'm going to ask him to see if we can relax enough to stretch forward. Oh, it's good. It's important that he wants to, even if he's a little bit still distracted. Good boy. Oh. And the half halt. And the extension wasn't my important point right there. I will tell you what my important point was, that when I came at H, I could bring them under and bring them back softly. So what people think is, if they want to go for the most huge extension on the diagonal in the canter or in the trot, that if they get that, life is wonderful. The thing is that the knowledgeable judge, as you're going to see in the next segment, is going to take 1 to 2 points off if I have no transition at the beginning and at the end. The actual suppleness and the collection of the horse is shown by his ability to be elastic going out and coming back. And the way I tell people about this is that a horse is like an accordion. If you put an accordion on a flat, slick tabletop, and your right hand was the legs, right? Was your legs. And your right hand pushed the accordion, it would slide along the table to the left side of the table. You take your left hand, and that would be your hands. And your left hand pushes the accordion from the left side. It slides along the table to the right. Well, you have this beautiful accordion. It's going back and forth on the table, but there's no music, right? The horse is the same. You have to be able to contract the horse and expand the horse and contract the horse, and then there's music in the horse. But if you pull and you get backwards, or if you push and you gallop forward, there's no music, right? So that's where the half halt is.